Hello, I'm Jura, recording for iCIT. In this week's Microsoft Office Feature of the Week podcast, we're going to have a closer look at the Styles panel in Microsoft Word, and we're going to look at how you can use it more efficiently. So let's get started. I have a Microsoft Word document here. I will double-click to open it. By default, the information about styles in your document is displayed on the screen, but in different places and not always in the most convenient form. So right now, we have this whole section of the ribbon which is called Styles, and as you can see, it includes the styles that we do have in our document. For example, if I click on Real World Spanish, it shows me that this is heading 2. And it also has the styles that we could use but are currently not using in our document. And if you hover your mouse over these, it will show you how the formatting would change if you selected those styles. Now, if I look at the first paragraph, it's obvious that I have some words that were formatted additionally, like the word who or the word language skills. But the ribbon does not reflect that, because if I look, it says it's normal. Well, the word Bluff Ridge University is formatted with normal, that's the style, and the word who, which obviously looks different, is also formatted with normal. So what's happening here, and how can I find out what happened to the word who and language, which formats were applied to them, and how do I know? The best way to find out is to bring up the Styles panel. How do you do that? Well, we go to the Styles area on the ribbon, but rather than choosing any of the big buttons, we're going to actually click on the tiny square button in the lower right corner. That will bring up our Styles panel. The Styles panel lists all the styles used in your document, and if you click anywhere in your document, the style that is currently applied to the text where your cursor is going to be highlighted on the Styles panel. So right now, I see that I am using heading 1 for Spanish language study, and if I click in the middle of Real World Spanish, I see that it's heading 2. Now let's go back to the problem area. So if this Bluff Ridge is normal style, what is who? I will click in the middle of who, and it shows me that it is normal style, but also I applied bold and red as additional formatting to this word. Now, as you can see by now, when you use any formatting that is not part of the style, Microsoft Word by default creates a new style which reflects the formatting. Let's see how it works. So if I select the word cultures and then format it with green and then make it boldface and perhaps italic and underlined, just to show you that we can do it, and if I click outside of it, now Microsoft Word created bold, italic, green, underline. The nice thing about it is that since this style already exists, if I select another word or words, courses in Spanish, I can simply click on bold, italic, green, underline and format these words the same way without actually clicking on multiple buttons. But if you're using lots of different formatting, for example, let's make this blue and let's make it underlined and superscript. And if I click light blue underlined superscript as a new style that gets created, it will be obvious that if you do a lot of formatting, your list of styles is going to grow and grow, and it's not going to be very convenient. So how can we actually look at the styles that are legitimate styles and not look at the formatting which is not applied by using styles? Well, if you look at your panel here, you will notice that some of the styles have icons on the right and some don't. The styles that have icons, like this one, caption, are paragraph styles. The styles, which we don't have one of, that have only a letter A are character styles. And the styles that have both the paragraph sign and the letter A, like for example this one, can be applied to both paragraphs and words, and Microsoft refers to them as linked styles. They can be applied to both. Now, The styles that appear without any icon on the right are not really styles. They're simply formatting that we applied to different parts of our text, but they're not real styles. If you would like to eliminate those non-styles from your style list, there's a simple way to do that. But before we do that, first of all, let's get this panel out of our way. You might be thinking, well, if I would like to apply styles by clicking on the names of the styles, this is not very convenient because obviously the panel overlaps part of my text. So, first of all, let's click on top of this panel and drag it to the left. If you drag it far enough, it will pop on the right in its own sub-window, and it will no longer overlap with the text. So that's the first way. So that's the first thing you can do to make it easier to use. Second, we would like to eliminate things which aren't real styles. For that, I will go to the bottom of this panel and click on the word Options. This pops up this small dialog box with some mysterious choices, but let's have a look in the center. It says select formatting to show as styles. So Microsoft shows all the formatting as styles, even though they're not really styles. We will uncheck the 3 options in the middle and click OK. And as you can see very quickly, all the non-styles get eliminated from this list. And now it's much clearer and much cleaner. And if you want to apply heading styles, for example, let's make this heading 2, I can just click and apply the styles. If I create a local formatting example, just like we did before, so I will click blue and boldface and italic. The formatting is applied to the text, but it is no longer reflected as a style because it really isn't applied as a style, so it shouldn't be listed on the left. So that's it. This way, you can streamline your way of working with the Styles panel. You can make it more useful, you can get it out of the way, and you can make it reflect only the real styles in Microsoft Word. That's it for this week. I hope you will join me next week for another episode of Microsoft Office Feature of the Week podcast. I'm Jura, recording for iCIT. Goodbye.